Welcome to IDD Talks. I'm Anastasia Lavrina. Today we have a special guest, VP Vice President for the Caspian Region, Communications and External Affairs, Bakhtiyar Aslanbayli. Hello and welcome to our program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. I have several specific questions about energy policy of Azerbaijan, development prospects, and the cooperation definitely with the European Union. Let's try to find the answers for these questions.
Sure.
And the first one, we know that United Kingdom's company, British Petroleum, which you also represent, has started drilling 2 new exploration wells to search for gas deep beneath at the Caspian Sea. Please tell us more about these projects.
Sure. At the beginning of this year, we started actually spotting 2 wells. One of them is the exploration well in the Shah Deniz contract area under the Shah Deniz production sharing agreement. The depth of a well will be in around 7,000 meters. The exploration well should give us the data that we'll gather as a result of the exploration well will help us to understand drillability, producibility, and overall resource potential of the deeper horizon beneath the currently producing reservoir. The exploration well could continue for about 1 year, and then we'll have enough time to understand data, to interpret the data that will be available to us at that time, and that will help us to kind of make further decisions about the future prospects of the deeper horizon under the current Shah Deniz contract area. The second well we started spotting earlier this year is the appraisal well under the ACG field, under the ACG PSA. And this is that well could go as deeper as about 4,500 meters. The appraisal well drilling will continue for about 3 months. And as a result of that appraisal well, we hope to get better understanding of the available gas resources on the deeper reservoir under the ACG, especially the pressure limits, pressure framework, and which would enable us to make further decisions and then program regarding the potential and producibility and reliability of the ACG deep gas.
Indeed, we know that Azerbaijan is planning to double the amount of gas to be exported from Azerbaijan to Europe by 2027. So how will it help Baku to realize the plan?
The additional 10 BCMA that is envisioned under the MOU signed between Azerbaijan and European Commission could potentially come from various sources, including Shah Deniz gas and including possible ACG deep gas. I'm talking about those 2 projects because BP is trusted to operate those 2 projects, and we're always very proud of that. And so those 2 potential explorations that I just talked about, that if they're successful, those could be definitely addition to the overall Azerbaijan's further enhancement of the gas export capability.
Well, we know about several countries of the European Union who already partnered with Azerbaijan, who are planning to join the Salt and Gas Corridor. Could you name the countries which also can join the project in the future?
So the nature of the gas business is very specific. It differs from oil business. When in oil business, we can sell the oil resources to whoever available if we take it to a certain point, and after that point, whoever available, whoever has the tankers around, then based on the market demand, we can easily make that sell happen. However, for the gas business, in order to sell the gas resources, there should be already existing infrastructure, gas pipeline system or LNG at least. So from that perspective, we can sell the gas only to those countries to whom we already have existing pipelines, or we can expand those pipelines by certain interconnectors.
That's a very important topic for today.
Yeah, to the interconnectors, and absolutely.
Greece, Bulgaria, Serbia.
At the moment, we're selling the gas to Greece, Bulgaria, Italy. And sort of possible interconnectors, we can expand it to those countries with whom the named countries already have the interconnectors. And for the expansion of the gas export, the really important issue is actually long-term commitment. Another specific nature of the gas business is that in a gas business, before making any final investment decision, would that be about exploration? Would that be about building infrastructure? Would that be about expanding existing pipeline system? The investors and the host country, obviously, they need to have a long-term commitment from the buyers to enable that final investment decision. Otherwise, and this is the common practice everywhere globally, without that long-term commitment, the financing or final investment decision of big capital expenditure, big investments into the exploration, pipeline expansion cannot be justified.
It seems that the European Union is planning to invest and support Azerbaijan.
Absolutely. So we're hearing a lot these days, for the last couple of years actually, that there's an increasing demand, increasing appetite from our partners. So we'll be happy to consider those options, but those increase of demand and those kind of the requests should be supported by long-term commitments by the buyers.
Let's speak also about another very important topic, renewables. Sure. The countries in Europe are keen to develop partnership with Azerbaijan in different spheres and different projects. The future transportation of renewables, definitely. How exactly the British Petroleum can work with Azerbaijan in this sphere, if there is any specific projects are already on the agenda? So we already started active discussions and negotiations with the Minister of Energy on possible building of the solar plant in liberated territories of Azerbaijan, specifically in Jabrail region. We're talking about 240 megawatt solar plant. And this is a perfect match of new strategy of BP on increasing the renewable portfolio, at the same time of the strategy of the Republic of Azerbaijan to decarbonize the economy and also invest a lot into the green energy. So those two strategies and vision perfectly match, and building on existing partnership with Azerbaijan, 30 years long partnership, perfect relationship, trusted and reliable and mutually beneficial relationship. Obviously, as a company, we would like to be part of the green energy developments in the country. From that perspective, already started the cooperation. The MOU has been signed, and which followed up by the implementation agreement. The major framework of the project, commercial framework, technical framework, already has been agreed. And we're expecting the further completion of those technicalities and peculiarities, which would enable us to sign final investment decision for Shafak Sunrise project in Jabrail region of Azerbaijan. It seems that Azerbaijan has a huge potential for development of renewables because of its weather conditions and etc. Absolutely. We believe that there's a huge potential for solar and wind energy, especially the offshore wind energy. We also developed a decarbonisation master plan for Azerbaijan. This is a set of the recommendations, as we see, as our experts see, of decarbonisation plan of our country. We submitted that document to the Minister of Energy for their kind consideration. These are not just recommendations that we're offering to ourselves. These are the overall recommendations for country. We might be part of that plan. We might do part of these overall suggested options. So the country may decide actually partially change those plans, but that is our vision of the decarbonization master plan. And indeed, in that document, we're talking about the possible development of the solar energy, wind energy, especially offshore wind energy in our country. You are a very good energy expert. Could you tell us how exactly these renewable energy can be transported to the European market? So thank you for giving me opportunity to leave my BP framework and talk as an expert, like a personal view. Of course. I think the question is about energy transition, how energy transition could be implemented in Azerbaijan and globally. I believe the right approach to the energy transition is in finding the right balance of continuation oil and gas production, fossil fuels production, and increasing of the renewable energy production. So, and it's really important to type the right balance and right time pace, because
over-aggressive plans for the renewable energy could then create some serious issues which we witnessed in Europe a couple of years ago, last year actually, which then certain European countries returned back to the coal production. So from that perspective, I believe the successful energy transition would mean the stopping coal production, active decarbonization of oil production, using the gas production as a transition energy, but also achieving the decarbonization of the gas production. In the meantime, in parallel to all of this, enhance and develop and increase renewable energy production. And the existing energy companies, including BP and other big multinationals, they are part of that energy transition. Furthermore, I believe energy transition cannot be possible without the role of those experienced multinational energy companies. And they need to continue to a certain extent the fossil fuel oil and gas production in order to generate the revenue, part of which will then be invested into the renewable energy development. And that should go for a while in the right balance with the right pace. That could make the energy transition absolutely successful without any clash in any meaning.
And my final question, just to conclude what we used to talk about today, in order to make that plan, that priorities for Azerbaijan possible to double the gas export to Europe by 2027, what are the key priorities for the cooperation between the European Union and Azerbaijan? It's work with renewables, it's to get an additional sources, gas amounts, wells.
So the MOU signed with the European Commission in July last year envisioned possible export of additional 10 billion cubic meter per year by 2027. At the moment, we're exporting just a little above than 10 BCMA to Europe. So the idea is to double this to 20 BCMA by 2027. And the sources for that could be Shahtanese gas, possible exploration wells, an existing increase of existing Shahtanese 2 production, or further expansion of the production as a result of the exploration well. This could be possibly, if our appraisal well is successful, this could be CG deep gas. This could be gas from offshore. This could be gas from Ümit Babek field. This could be possible transit of the Turkmen gas through Azerbaijan. Renewable energy, if we increase the renewable energy production, that will free up certain level of the natural gas which we're using for the electricity these days.
Even for domestic purposes? For
domestic purposes, absolutely. So at the moment, the domestic electric consumption, we use natural gas. If we increase renewable energy for domestic consumption, that will free up certain level of the natural gas which will be available for export to the Europe. So these are the possible sources. I hope I didn't forget anything. These are the possible sources to reach that expanded export volumes by 2027.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Aslanbayli, for joining our IDD Talk today. It was a real pleasure to talk with you.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.